Hey dudes, what's shaking? What's going on? And welcome to another episode of the Plant-Powered Runner live stream, coming to you from Ontario, Canada. Welcome. Get your beverage. We're going to have a good chat today and going to keep it exciting. I'll try anyways. So everyone that joins, go ahead. If you're new here, you can just go ahead and type in your comment to the right of the screen, and whatever questions that you have, I will answer it before I go today. It doesn't matter what it is, whether it's math training, whether it's I don't know, doesn't matter. Ask your question; it's all good. So yeah, before I start, I'm just gonna wait for a couple of people to kind of join us here, and yeah, we can dive into our Sunday edition. Lots been going on, guys, and yeah, looking forward to sharing some of the things that I've been dealing with over the last little while, and I think I know where my 100-mile run is going to be, and I'm pretty excited about this. I'm also excited, believe it or not, about just kind of taking it easy for a little while with regards to running, because I'm learning as I go, right? Running 50 miles is a long way, and the thing is I got to be able to be truthful to myself. You just can't continue. It's unsustainable in terms of going out and smashing out all kinds of runs every single day, and I got to be true to myself. I got to kind of just bring it back a little bit and say, whoa, there's a lot of time. I'm not an elite athlete, and there's a lot of running time in my life. So whether I'm running right now or whether I'm not, I'm just going to be just chilling, just enjoying the time with me and my family. And to be quite honest, I'm really, really, really enjoying this time of just time to chill, right? It's pretty cool. Hey, Kevin, how are you, man? Good to see you here. Hey, so yeah, it looks like we've got about 12 people here. Go ahead, write in the comments, introduce yourself. If it's your first time here, don't be shy, ask your questions. I'll be sure to answer them. And if I can't answer it, I'm sure, one of you guys are going to be able to answer it. This is not a show about me. It's about a show about all of us and our running adventures. I'm going to share some things that, have been going on with me. And, probably some of you have been seeing some of the last probably 3 videos. For all of you guys who are down in the US, happy Thanksgiving. I just wanted to share that out with you. I know a lot of places in the US is going crazy with COVID right now and trying to get out for your runs and trying to meet up with your family over the holiday. I know it's hard, and my heart goes out to all of you guys. So, cheers from me to say, hey, happy Thanksgiving to all of you guys. Okay. I'm just drinking a coffee, by the way. The other thing I wanted to say is I wanted to dive into, it's a little bit of a deeper conversation, and it deals with mental health. And there's a lot of people who have been commenting about mental health and how they struggle, and some of them felt like they were alone and they were the only ones. Some people are like, yeah, you know what? We go through this all the time after the end of a big run, right? And it can be hard on people when you have this big letdown, right? And so, I'm not going to reiterate everything that I kind of went through on my videos, but I just want to have this honest conversation with you guys. The first thing is I'm going to be okay. All right. Number one, I'm going to be just fine. I have a lot of things that I'm able to use in my life. I have a great support team. I've got you guys. Oh my gosh, I'm so blessed to have you guys. A lot of you have been reaching out to me on Facebook and just DMing me and on Instagram. So again, thank you for that. It's being great. And this is what I wanted the YouTube channel to be about. I wanted it to be inclusive. I wanted to have this social connection. And I just wanted people to feel safe and comfortable knowing that, look, you can share whatever it is. This is a non-judging environment. And I am grateful that all of you guys are here. All you gals are here, because there's a lot of females here as well. And when I say guys, I mean like kind of grouping everybody together. So yeah, I just wanted to say thank you for all of that. Right now, For me, yeah, it's been a little bit of a rough go, kind of, putting these videos together to kind of pull myself out of that pit that I dug, right? And so what I did is I launched this exclusive series on YouTube where finding joy again, right? Finding joy in my running. And so there's going to be quite a few videos kind of coming out in that sequence because there's so many things that I'm learning that I want to share with you. And I want to show you all of the adventures that I'm going on, right? Like where I'm going, what I'm doing. A lot of you have been asking me to incorporate more of my daily life into my videos. Obviously not too much and stuff like that, but just, just kind of a little bit of an idea. It's kind of like the background and kind of, whatever, right? And here's the other thing, right? I wanted to put out to you guys, whatever you want in the videos, right? Like whatever you're looking for, whatever, I take all criticism really well. And I encourage people to share, what they want to see more of, right? Because look, I can make videos like whatever, but I want to make sure that you guys are getting good content, good quality content, and, talking about the topics that you guys want to have, right? You guys have come here for a reason, for a purpose, and I want to make sure that, I'm reaching out to all of you, okay? So there's always a video for all of you. Be more than happy to make them. There's going to be a gear review video coming out soon. I'm actually kind of going through that process. So yeah, just wanted to let you know that. Now, with regards to, some of the things that I'm dealing with, yeah, you feel like hollowed out, you feel rough, you feel like, oh my gosh, like, I don't know if I can kind of, how do you say it? You just don't want to talk to anybody. You want to kind of curl up in a cave. The problem I find is when you're running these longer distances, yeah, it comes, right? That the big letdown will happen and you find yourself at the bottom of a hole. And then you have to figure out how to climb your way out. Okay. Sometimes you have a rope, which is your support. Sometimes you don't. And you got to hand climb up, right? So I've been using both, right? I've had the support, but I'm also kind of hand climbing my way out, and I feel better for it. The thing is the weather shifts so much, and it's been dark and gloomy and very, very repressive. And I'm as I get older, I am not doing well in those transition months, and I've said it multiple times. So today is a beautiful sunny blue sky kind of day, and I'm feeling really great. And I'm not running for a while. So if you're following me on Strava, you may see that I haven't run, I think, since Monday or maybe Tuesday. I'm just kind of taking it easy. I'm going to enjoy probably for another week. Do let the recovery happen. I did something to my knee getting out of the car. I don't know what it was. But yeah, something happened and it twinged a little bit. And I'm like, yeah, I don't want to aggravate it because I do want to go to my next training block feeling stronger, mentally sharp, and physically in a good position. So yeah, I'll give up the coffee when it comes time to get back into that. But I'm enjoying the coffee right now and everything else right now. So I'm doing well. Now, in the series, now here's a question that I'm going to put out to all you guys right now. And I want your honest opinion. In the videos, do you think 10 minutes, like a 10 to 12 minute length is good? I only like to do those really, really long ones once in a while, only because it takes a long time. And, not everybody has that amount of time to watch. So those, 40-minute videos are very rare. They don't happen very often, but I'm trying to keep it around that 10 to 12 minute marker. So hopefully that works out for you guys. But if you've got some other opinions on that, let me know because I do value them. Okay. The other thing is if you guys aren't following me, you can follow me on Strava. You can connect with me on Discord. If you click on the link in the description down below, we're going to take some calls on Discord. Hopefully there's a couple of people there. I don't know if Brian's going to be joining us today or not, but Brian, if you're here, yeah, you can head over on there. And if any of you are on Discord, or if you're not, you can connect. It's free. It's an online chat. We can do video chatting. I can bring you on and physically have a conversation with you while I'm doing this live stream right now. So if you want to be part of this, yeah, you can ask your questions instead of typing it in on the right below or like on the right hand side. Anyways, I encourage it because I think it's really cool to be able to physically hear you guys, right? You guys are all from all over the world, and I'm blessed to have you here. So I'm going to ask a couple of I'm going to look at some of the questions, because some of the questions are kind of coming in right now. Okay. Okay, so let me go back to the beginning here. M. Fisher asks, is working out how to deal with the gap between major runs, still trying to figure it out? Yeah, still trying to figure out how to deal with those gaps. It can be a challenge, right? I find keeping busy, setting new goals, but not jumping into them. I think the research is really awesome, trying to figure out what the next run is going to be, how far it's going to be, whether you're just going to run, for a month for the sake of it, whatever it is. Even doing woodworking or painting or drawing or photography, just to kind of take your mind off things and just focus on it. Because look, running isn't everything. Like, running is not life. Running is something that we do to be a better version of us, or for me anyways, and I feel better for it for the rest of the day. And staying healthy is number one for me. But again, my wife is important. My kids are important. My friends are important. My work is important. These, there's all kinds of other things that kind of come into play, right? So again, I'm not beating myself up. I'm just having that option to just, okay, I can breathe. So it's tough to figure it out, right? Getting it ready 101, Kentucky, one-arm cyclist, but math still works. Yeah, you know what? Math is working well, and it's taken me from 30 kilometers all the way up to 160, injury-free, with an ultra under my belt, and I'm grateful for it. So yeah, Maffetone training, man, all the way. I'm grateful for it. It's a super awesome experience that that I'm going through, and all the rest of you guys who are doing it. It's awesome to see. Hendrik, hey David, you were the reason I started with math. Thanks for that. Restarted my joy of running again. Hey Hendrik, thanks so much, man. Like, I appreciate that. I just have to put it on to others out there and into the YouTube universe, right? Because look, I saw other people doing certain things and went, hey, you know what? I need to kind of do something different. And so, yeah, it's great. It's awesome. So thank you for that. I appreciate that. It's very kind of you. Peter, hey, how are you, man? Good to see you. Getting it ready 101. I'm seeing a therapist because I am a non-supported caregiver. I am asked to do things that physically hurt me to do. The mental stress is tough. Is through the roof. Talking to someone helps. Yeah, seeking professional help is so important in our day and age. There are some camps that think, what the heck are you talking about, right? And then there's some camps who are like, yeah, you really need to talk to somebody, like not just a friend, but like a proper therapist. And I encourage people, look, my wife has talked to one, my daughter has talked to one, I've talked to one, and it really does help. So yes, there's all kinds of things that you can do, but getting the help that you need, especially when you're like being asked to do things that's causing you stress, like, yeah, you definitely need, to see someone when things like that kind of go south. Thanks for sharing. It's very brave to be able to share that and to publicly come out and say those things, because too many times, like, we put on the face, it's like, boom, there it is, happy face, right? Meanwhile, you're dying inside, like you're struggling inside, and it's okay to feel that way. You need to figure out how you're going to deal with these things, and know that you're not alone. You're not alone, right? We're all here. We're all struggling, right? If you're struggling, can you imagine what someone else is struggling as well, right? And that somebody else is struggling. We all deal with our own issues, and judging people doesn't help, right? Judging people never helps. What I think helps is being a caring individual and listening to what somebody else has to say, and not even trying to solve it, right? Just be there and listen, and just give that person a hug, whether it's male or female, it doesn't matter. Human touch is so important, especially with mental health, as long as they are open to it. Okay. So anyways, these are just some of the experiences that I've gone through, right? Another thing that can help is journaling. If you journal and you put down it all in words into a diary of some sort, you can reflect. It's very helpful to put it down on paper. Going for a walk, eating healthy, Like these are things, right? Finding your person, right? Finding your person, your support crew that can help. These are great things. And if you need to see a therapist, please go ahead and do that because it's so important. Okay, M. Fisher says, keep doing what you're doing. Funny story. I was running the marathon 1 of 2 in October, hit the wall at 38 kilometers, focused, and had plant-powered runner theme in my head, keep me going. Oh my gosh, no way. Which one was it? Was it the first song or the second song? I'm kind of changing it up a little bit. If you guys want me to keep the songs the same, I will. But in this series, I kind of changed out the songs a little bit. But like I always say, get out and run. Like that's what it comes down to. I wake up in the mornings and I have that in my head is like, get up and run. I got to get up and run. It goes through my head all the time. M. Fisher, 10 minutes is great. It's nice bite size. Eric Camp, 10 minutes or less, unless it's a big event or a race. Awesome. Kevin says 10 to 12 is perfect. Awesome. And Ultra, hey, everyone, 12 minutes is good. Okay, awesome. Move more now, James. It's okay not to be okay. A lonely quote I read on a bench while running. It's very true, right? It's very true. And it's okay to be not okay. And it happens to all of us, right? So, yeah, absolutely. I agree. I agree with that. So, now, if you guys have, hold on a second. M. Fisher, first song, I was hitting the wall and I just started laughing and smiling. That's awesome. Yeah, that's that larger than life song, man. It really kind of puts me in that good spirit, right, in a good place, especially when I'm not doing well. And yeah, it's cool. So thank you for that. That was awesome. All right, so I'm just going to switch over into Discord, see if there's anybody there. I have no idea if anyone's there or not, but no, I'm hanging out over in Discord. Hold on a second. Is there anybody else here? No. Okay, so I'm just going to go back. Yeah, so if anyone wants to chat, I can bring them on. Let me just switch back here. There we go. So yeah, so some of the things that's kind of going on. Have you guys kind of gotten ready for Christmas? Like, my wife's been asking me, what do I want for Christmas? Like, what kind of things do I want? And I'm like, it's kind of hard to think, right? Because it's like all I want is like running stuff. Like, I don't want anything else, right? So I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's hard to think about some of the things that I want. I kind of have most of the things that I need. I mean, I'm saving up. I want to get a heart rate monitor strap. I'm probably going to go for the H10, but she said don't buy anything yet. So I'm in typically from September. That's when my birthday is, right? So basically from September all the way to the end of the year, or even a little bit before, even in August, I can't buy anything because my wife's like, you know what? Just don't buy anything. Just give me suggestions. And if you don't give me suggestions, I'm just going to start buying stuff. And but we have a budget, that we can't spend a X amount of dollars, especially with COVID, right? And we're trying to be responsible. Real estate market, it's been a little bit crazy right now. We're kind of slow time. But even there's news on that. Here, I'll share it with you guys. So I have been a real estate agent for about 14 years. And I got into it because a buddy of mine, I saw what he was doing and I was unhappy with where I was. I was being asked to do things I didn't want to do. And they were asking me to get a babysitter for my daughter at the time because I couldn't work on the weekend. They were trying to get blood from a stone and I wasn't having it. So I switched, or they laid me off after about 2 years of this. And anyways, I got into real estate and I then kind of went on my own, right? So I've been kind of on my own, not part of a team or anything like that. It's just, David Waters, and that's, I'm in real estate. And my buddy, he was close. He was close to me. He wasn't too physically far, maybe like less than 20 minutes away. And he was like, he called me up about 3 months ago, and we've been kind of going back and forth. And he's got a brokerage, and so I'm actually joining his brokerage, and I'm thrilled. And so I'm going on Tuesday. So I'm kind of switching brokerages, and I'm moving over to his brokerage. And there's going to be a bunch of other things that I'm going to be doing as well in terms of like marketing, obviously real estate as well. But we're going to be like a team of, I don't know, a team of about, I think 3. But anyways, really super excited about that opportunity. So very, very cool. Just thought I'd share that out. Because again, you know what? These videos, it's kind of like more of a, let's sit down, let's have a cup of coffee, and let's talk to each other, and let's kind of get to know each other, right? Because I like this. Like, this is one of the cool things I like. And I love when you ask questions, right? The more questions that you ask me, the better it is, right? So whatever the questions, whether it's personal or not, I'm good. All right, so we got Kevin, we did that. All right, you guys are all like quiet today. Oh my gosh. Anyway, maybe I'll come up with something else I'll talk about. So, okay, here's my question. So now that we're living in this world of COVID, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but have you had this experience where you see an environment like a bunch of people grouped together, and people aren't wearing masks, and they're kind of like in an inside space? I'm finding myself starting to wonder, like, how are we going to transition out of this? And is this like the new norm for the next 2 years? It's a little freaky. It's a little scary. It's a little bit, like, because right now, parts of Toronto, like Toronto is in lockdown. Mississauga, Peel is in lockdown. York region is probably going to be in lockdown. York region is just a little bit north of Toronto. They're going to be in lockdown. There's a lot of lockdowns going to all kind of happening. Yeah, people are working from home and stuff, but I mean, I don't know. It's really, really messing with me a little bit in terms of kind of what's going on, right? And how do we come out of this? How are races going to, like, are we, like, here's the thing. Okay, so this is my thing. I haven't necessarily always been a fan of virtual races, but I'm starting to kind of warm up to the idea, okay? Now, if you're going to do a race, I always think like you go on the start line, and then you start running and you start racing, and where everybody is. It's like, oh, I got a guy right behind my tail. We both started at the same time. He's right there. But when you start having these events and they start kind of doing like the all the different waves, you don't know where your next competitor is, because if they're in a different wave kind of behind you, but yet maybe they're a faster runner than you. Well, I mean, how do you push how do you know where you are in the field? I don't know how they do that, because I haven't raced any of these ones where they have the waves. I have no idea. I don't know how that would work, and I don't know how I would feel about it, because it's like, I just kind of wonder, like what. I like when the race begins and we all know where everyone's at, right? Anyways, that's just kind of some thoughts, kind of to start a conversation for you guys here. Peter, no, this will not be the new norm. It will pass. Okay, cool. That's good. M. Fisher, masks will be around for a while. Here in Nova Scotia, we have 90% compliance. Awesome. Okay, that's good. Eric, what about post-vaccine PTSD, transitioning back to the real world? I think about, Eric, yeah, that I think that's a real thing, especially going into a grocery store or anything like that, because we pretty much have compliance in all of our grocery stores. You can't go anywhere without wearing one, and they're really good. Like if you go to Costco, everyone is like really distanced apart. Everyone is respectful of one another. It's a great space. It's the transitioning back to the real world that I'm starting to kind of think about, because it's like, how do we do that? As a nation, as a country, as a member of society, like how do we do that? And what's that going to look like? Yeah, these are real thoughts, because I'm seeing it in real estate. Because, when I show houses, like I got gloves on, I got a mask on, I've got hand sanitizer, because I got to hand sanitize the gloves, and then I got to make sure that they don't touch any of their own personal belongings, because when we're in the house, because if they do, then I got to hand sanitize their hands again, even though they're wearing gloves. Like there's a lot of things that we have as realtors that we have to protect, because we're in people's homes. So we have to be respectful of their home. So a lot of the houses, okay, if there's no lights turned on, we don't turn the lights on, right? No using the washroom, things like that, right? So yeah, it's going to be interesting how we transition out of this. Okay, M. Fisher says, did the Great North Run half marathon in September? App updated. Oh, okay. App updated positions. Okay, that's interesting. I mean, but if you're physically running the race, you wouldn't know where things are at unless you're looking at your phone to see kind of what place you're in, I guess, right? Or if you run by an aid station and people kind of know how many people are ahead or behind, but everyone's time is still going to be different. I know it in the long run, it all works out in the app. I just kind of wonder what it's going to look like like in the race to kind of motivate people to kind of run faster and to kind of push further, right? That's just some of the things I think about, right? It's interesting. It's definitely interesting. So one of the things I've been working on is I've been working very, very hard at trying to figure out where this next or where my next race is going to be. And like I said, it's a 100 miler, and I've been trying to make it as hard as possible. So trying to get a lot of elevation gain in there, and I want to run point to point. And so I think I've come up with something that may work. I just need to double check some of the distances. But I think I'm going to start up at Blue Mountain, up in Collingwood, which is kind of north of where I am on Georgian Bay. And then I will run from there and run all the way hopefully back to the Boyne Valley in my house area. And then see how that is. I actually just have to map that out because I was thinking about that before I hopped on the live stream. So I thought I'd kind of map it out and see how that would look. Anyways, that's one of the things I just thinking about. M. Fisher, virtual runs are okay, but it's different, very much on your own. Gave voice options with the app, better than nothing. Hey, you know what? That's actually kind of cool because at least it gives you an idea. You can have the app running, and then you have an idea of where you're at. Actually, that's pretty interesting. I kind of like that. I mean, yeah, you're alone and stuff, but okay. Ian was saying, I miss lockdown we had here in Ireland back in March, April, and May. People were so much nicer to each other. No traffic on the roads. Birdsong and wildlife was all around. I'm finding it very stressful now. Yeah, I would agree. I mean, it's last night, my wife and I, we had to, I don't know, I forget where we were. We went out somewhere really quick last night. And while we were driving back, I mean, it was 8:30 on a Saturday, and it was like a ghost town. Every place, it was just quiet. Like as we were driving through these towns, ghost town, there was nobody out, like nothing going on, nobody walking. Like, it was just unbelievable how quiet it was. So yeah, I can understand. Okay, so this one, GNR, Great North Run in UK, has about 5,000 people, 50,000 people running. There are about 15 waves, even pre-COVID. The timing chip it takes the time at checkpoints. They text you your finish time at the line. That's very cool. That's very cool. I kind of like that idea. I mean, I know that there's a lot of races that actually do the waves. I know that. It's just very interesting is in terms of when you're physically running it though. That's the thing that I always find is because the more people behind me, it's like, okay, I know it's a race. Like I know it's a race. But if you're going out in these smaller waves, it would feel like you're not kind of racing in a way. It's kind of interesting. Eric says, Bruce Trail, Tobermory to Collingwood. I'm not sure how tough the trail is. Probably Collingwood. I'd probably start, it would be up at Blue Mountain and then kind of maybe run all the way down to Orangeville. Not sure if I'd go all the way up to Tobermory and then run to Collingwood. I don't know. You know what? Maybe now I'm confused because now that's another option that I didn't think about. I was trying to keep it close because I kind of liked finishing at my house because that was awesome because it's like I can finally collapse and I don't have to go anywhere. I'm at my house. So if I'm doing this all by myself, that's what I want to do. However, if races are on, and I hope that they are, because I'd love to finally get in a race, because it's been a long time that I've raced. I'd love to get into that. I think that would be really, really awesome. But yeah, so I don't know. I don't know what races are going to be up or not. Now, there is one race that's kind of neat. I don't know if anyone's ever heard of Happy Trails Racing, but they are very cool. There's two of them. There's Jeff and Heather. They're a married couple. They live over in Ancaster, in just outside of Hamilton, and they have come up with all kinds of trail races, which is amazing. But they came up with another one, and I forget the name of it, but it's like a pyramid run. And as you run, so obviously you're going to be running to a pyramid, right? So every week you're building and you're building and building your mileage all the way up, and you peak in the middle of the month, and then you start working your way back down. And I think the highest one that they got like one where you end up running like 105 miles in one, or is it 105 miles in 1 month? Yeah, maybe, or kilometers. And then they've got the next level. They got like 3 tiers. So I was thinking in December or February, I would run the highest pyramid, and it would be like 508 miles for the month. And I don't know if it's miles or if it's kilometers. I keep forgetting. I just saw it late last night. But yeah, it looked really interesting, and they have really, really awesome medals. So what I'll do is I'll once I find the link, I'll actually post it in the comments below in this video, and you guys can see it. And if you're interested, yeah, you could sign up. But I think that would be I don't know. I gotta find something, right? I gotta find that next thing, that next training, the next something, because I'm not going to continue not doing anything, right? So like I said, probably another week of just chilling out, but then working my way up to the next big thing, right? The next run that I'm going to do. So that's going to be the thing. So yeah, so I'm just trying to think. Oh, there was a question, or not necessarily a question, but I saw a post. When was it? I don't know. I think it was like 3 days ago, where somebody said that for every mile that you run in a race or whatever it is, you should take 1 day off, fully rest. So I'm like, 50 miles. That would be 50 days of just no running. I don't know if I could go 50 days of no running. That would just be, I don't know. That would be mind-numbing for me. Because like I said, I need to get out. And like I said, I don't know if you guys have seen the video, like today's video, but like I said, it's uploaded, it's on the channel. And, there's like 8 things that I talked about in terms of what I'm doing to kind of overcome this whole recovery process. And in the video, there's a section kind of in the middle that it's what I'm doing now, and I'm climbing. So that's in the video in today. And it was really awesome. I really enjoyed that area. I'd never been there before. And holy Toledo, absolutely stunningly beautiful terrain that I was running on. Absolutely loved it. So yeah, if you haven't seen the video, you can see it below. Ian, good grief, no. What was the good grief no to? That's the challenge with live streams, because you ask a question and then eventually someone comments, and then there's like this delay, and I got to go back. What was I talking about before to kind of come back to what the comment was? Oh, and someone asked like, what's happened here? Anyways, that was from last weekend. I maybe had a little bit of a tumble. I wasn't filming at the time, but I had a little bit of a tumble. Oh, taking so many days off. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there's no way I could do it. Like, really? Okay. It's not that there's no way that I could do it. Of course I could do it. I just choose not to do it. Like I said, I think 2 weeks of maybe not running, but then slowly incorporating things back in. Hike, run, I think would be helpful, kind of getting back in. But taking like 50 physical days off, I don't know about that. That may be a little bit extreme for me. But what do I know? I'm just I'm just some guy, right? I'm not a coach. I'm not a sponsored athlete. I'm not one of these guys that does this for a living. Um, but but yeah, so I don't know. It's kind of interesting. So Run the Planet says I prefer active recovery rather than extra days off. Yeah, I agree with that. Absolutely, active recovery I think is probably that sweet point, right, where you're not training too hard, but you're also not just taking the whole time off, right? But if you can have that middle piece, I think it could help out in a lot of ways. Peter, no, that's a misconception. Recovery is supposed to be roughly half the days of your run. Um, and you can go out for a run, but very slowly and short. Yeah, I agree. Absolutely. Looking at that post, I was like, yeah, I can't be. I just don't see how that would work. But yeah, because we need to move. We need to move. I know I do. Uh, Active recovery, 100%. Small breaks, but back at it. Yep, absolutely. And that's like I said. I'm going to be back at. I'm going to be back at it. I just need to kind of take a little bit of time. Like I said, very slow walks, like not even power hiking, like literally just slow walking, just movement. I'm doing yoga. Yoga's awesome. I love the whole aspect of yoga. I think it's great, and it's just trying to get my diet back on track, right? So I've been, since I posted the video a couple of weeks ago, I was talking about my vegan chili and tracking my calories and everything else. Yeah, so that's continuing and it's getting better, and a lot of the junk is out of the house. And I'm going to be going back into my intermittent fasting, and yeah, I'm just kind of slowly going back into what I know I need to do. Enough time, just doing what I was doing, which was not a whole lot. But now, yeah, now it's okay. I think moving forward, I think I'm getting to be in a better place than I was. But man, I never really realized how low that you can go in your head, right, after these long runs. And the other thing I may do is I may not schedule like I said, I want to do this next 100 mile in August because it's not a transition month, right? Like it's going to be nice, it's going to be sunny, it's going to be warm. So I don't want it to be October where it's going to be gloomy and I have to worry about the raining and it being cold and freezing. I just want to do the run when the temperatures are at a pretty good, temperature basically. So that's kind of my thought pattern for that to kind of, and then when I come off of that, then at least it's still like the tail end of summer and I feel good and I see the sunshine, right? So that's my thinking. So that way, when I'm doing the recovery, it's going to be good. And then I can get back into the training when the weather kind of turns, right? That's what I'm thinking. So yeah, so M Fish says cross training is good recovery exercise. Yes, it is. And he says that running is 5 inches between the ears. Absolutely. This little thing, a little noggin that we have, right? Crazy times. But yeah, what else do you guys want to talk about here? I'm just going to switch back into, hold on, I'm going to go over to Discord just to see if anyone is over there. I don't think anyone is. Okay, so I guess none of you guys want to talk physically. Okay, fine. I get it. I understand. Just rather text it out. That's okay. Okay, but there is a question that came in. Maurice in our Discord server said, "Hey Dave, just wondering if you do runs with anyone or do you prefer to run alone?" And that's a very, very good question. I prefer, well, it's probably a 50-50. It just all depends. I don't mind running with others as long as they understand I'm going to be running by heart rate, right? So that can eliminate a lot of people, and I know it has, because what I find is when I start running with others, they don't really understand the whole aspect of training and they push it too hard, and I'm not about to go back into that camp. because then it kind of ruins my training, right? However, I do crave the social aspect of it because I'm an extrovert, right? I'm an extrovert and I need people. And so if I'm not getting the people, it can be a little bit of a challenge, right? So that's kind of some of the feelings. So yeah, that's kind of how I feel about that. Now, guys, you're all here. You're watching. If you're liking the video, please hit the thumbs up button. Hit the like. I'd appreciate it because again, the more likes we get on the videos, the more YouTube says, "Hey, you should watch this," and it kind of grows, right? It grows organically, and I just want to grow organically. That's the type of people I want to reach. Thank you, guys, for hitting the thumbs up. I'm seeing them come in. I appreciate that. You're very kind. So I mean, it's running alone. Yes, I like running alone because I'm allowed to be with my thoughts. It allows me to just kind of decompress before I get into a work day. And I like the fact that I can go as slow as I want. I can take pictures as I go. I'm not on someone else's kind of schedule. Unless there's an agreed upon pace. If there's an agreed upon distance, then it's not bad, right? But yeah, it's a 50-50 thing with me. I think that's really what it kind of comes down to. Hey, Fasting Fred, how are you, dude? Good to see you here. More of an observation than a question. When I'm MAF running, my breathing and indeed my cadence can really affect my heart rate number. Do you experience this? So yeah, so I experience a number of weird things, and I'll tell you. So when I'm running, right, when I'm focused on my run and I'm just heart rate, that's all I'm paying attention to is heart rate, nothing else. Have you noticed I'm not even wearing a watch? I've taken it off just to totally be out of that mind. But I think when I start to unfocus, my heart rate and breathing starts to get a little bit erratic. I don't know what it is. When I start filming, whether I'm talking or not, my heart rate starts to creep up like at least 8 beats, if not more. And then all of a sudden I find that I'm running faster. So it's interesting how when you become unfocused, all of a sudden things start to kind of break down on me. Anyways, that's one of the things I've noticed, Fred. I don't know if that kind of helps. But anyways, yes, I have noticed. Now my cadence, yeah, that will shift as well. Again, because once I come out of the zone, all of a sudden it's like game on for everything else to start to get messed around with. My cadence tends to be about 180 steps a minute. And it works really well with me. So I don't know. It's just one of the things that I've noticed. M. Fisher says, math makes group running harder. It's got me running injury-free so far this year. And lost a lot of weight too. Hey, good for you, man. That's awesome. It's great that you're able to lose the weight and everything else, right? So it really does work. All right, so I sometimes run with friends below my MAF zone. Is that bad? No. Listen, running, you've got 10 beats, right? So if my MAF heart rate is 138, I can go down to 128. So I've got 10 beats to play with. And here's the thing: if you're using your wrist, it's going to be off, right? If you're using a chest strap, that'll be accurate. So again, you got to watch how you're running. So I just know if I'm running with my watch is going to be 6 beats higher than what it actually is. I'm not all the time. It's been weird. I've been testing it out over and over the last month and a half, 2 months. And anyways, it's just some of the things I've noticed. But again, if you want to get a good, reliable heart rate, just get a strap. That's what I'm told. I had a strap before on my previous watch, but the Garmin watch isn't going to work with mine, which is my Coros. So, Peter, he said, not necessarily. You just have to choose your matching group. Yeah, absolutely. But if you're in a small area and you don't have a lot of groups to choose from, it can be a little bit of a challenge, right? Eric says, How do you transition to fast running when getting close to a half or full marathon for time? Or is it that not a goal of math? Okay, so this is prime example. So I can totally speak from experience on this. When I went running in 2019 to run my half marathon, I was training with Maffetone for about a month and a couple of days. And when I went to go run, all of a sudden I was a little bit freaked out because I wasn't too sure what pace I should run at. So I just started to run, and I actually raced it. But I just kind of went full out, right? For a half. And my heart rate just, it was crazy. I think I peaked at about 180, 181, 182 beats a minute. And I think my average was like 177 or something like that, crazy high. And that's when I knew I really needed to work on math, which I have. So so transitioning to running faster, one of the things that I've done since then, when I'm running tempo runs, I found that if I take my 138 and if I add 20 beats on and I end up running at 158, I find that tends to be perfect. Like that's right in a perfect zone for me. And I'm able to. That's what I run my tempo runs at. So that's something that you could do, right? But I know it's worked for me. All right, we got some more here. Let me just get a little closer to the screen so I can read. Fasting Fred, mine, not I'm. Oh, which is it? Oh, wait a second. And okay, hold on. And my heart rate is much lower when I'm at least 16 hours fasted. Okay. Not mine or I'm. Okay. Anyways, so fasting, I have noticed when you start fasting and you start running, your heart rate will be elevated. I've just noticed that that's what happens. And so when I did that experiment, when I went 10 days of running Maffetone, 2-hour runs every day, and I was fasted, it took me until about 4 or 5 days before I actually started to see my pace start to go down, because it kind of went up and then it kind of peaked at around the 4 or 5 day mark, and then it started dropping off again, and I started to get faster and faster and faster. But the heart rate is definitely hard, or it's up there. But when I typically run, it's in the morning. So it'd be interesting. It'd be an interesting experience if I actually ate before I did my run. I don't know, just to kind of see where it would be at. Glenn, what are your thoughts on Phil Maffetone's dietary advice? Seems like he recommends a high percentage of calories come from fat. I'm also a whole foods plant-based runner, and I'm around 70-80% carb. Okay, so, and I'm glad you asked that, Glenn. That is a very, very, very good question. Just so you know, I did a video on this, and I wish I could share my screen with you guys. I haven't been able to figure out how to do that, and I don't know if I can do that. I may need some extra software to do that. But anyways, I will put a link in the description below that talks about exactly that. It's the whole vegan aspect. Oh, and look who it is. I got my daughter to join us. Wow. Okay. So here she is. So if you guys have questions for my daughter, you guys can ask her some questions.
I just thought I'd come and say hi.
Well, that's very, very cool. I'm glad
because people usually like when I come say hi.
People do like when you come in. We were just kind of talking about running and different
diets. What else do you do?
Well, you and we go hang out. We have fun, right? It's all good. Okay, if you guys are glad that my daughter is here, hit the like button. I'm joking around, guys.
How do you put up with it?
How do you put up
that is a very good question. I still have not actually quite figured out in 18 years I've been alive. A lot of patience. We have a word that I say when he's gone way too far and I'm about to smack him, because I would prefer not to smack him. We've figured out some ways.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah, we've we've
I love him though,
we've-
even though he's insane.
we figured it out. We figured it out to what works for us, right? Yeah, we have a great time. We have a good family dynamic, and we definitely do a lot of. Do you guys ever play Trivial Pursuit? Because we've been playing Trivial Pursuit, and I'm not the greatest at it.
You're awful at it.
But hey, I almost won the other day, which
no,
was,
you didn't.
Oh yeah,
you didn't almost win.
I did.
No, you didn't.
I needed one pie.
You needed two.
Okay, I needed two, but still.
And the ruby. So don't lie.
Yeah, but it was good. We had a great time. Do you want to read some of the questions? You read some of the questions that Fred.
No, I just said.
So just read their name and then what they said.
I can't. It's too far away. Fasting fed. You two are just like me and my 16-year-old daughter. Yeah. Just add 2 years and then you got me.
Okay, read this one down here. The last one.
I can't read the name.
David. Right there.
David Solo.
Yep.
Is it possible to combine endurance running with a good family life?
What do you think?
Yes.
Because this is from a kid. This is from my daughter's point of view.
I think so. Sometimes it honestly depends. Sometimes he's a little bit obsessive, and that kind of takes away from some of our time as a family. And he'll like say, "Hey, come do this, come do that." He'll drag us off to random places, say, "Oh, I need you to do this. Oh, do you want to come hike here? I found this amazing trail. Let's go here." I can't go anywhere with him. With him saying, "Oh, there's a trail there. There's a trail there. Oh, I want to run this hill." So, I mean, it adds like a nice common, it's a nice like comedic relief sometimes. But I mean, you definitely can.
The honesty is awesome. The honesty is awesome.
You definitely can, but.
Yeah, it's fun because my first year of running, it was really.
And if he doesn't run, he gets grumpy.
I'm just saying.
He does.
Right?
Oh.
Yeah.
And then we say, "Go run," or we're gonna lock you in a room.
And then it gets better, right? It gets better when I run.
Yes, when you run, it gets better.
Yeah, and then I come back and I'm a better person.
Yeah.
Right? I'm just more relaxed, I find. Here, read the next one. I think it's Hendrik.
Oh gosh, there's so much. I do not find an HR strap more precise, but it reacts much faster. So I find maintaining MAF so much easier, or so much more easy. Used to always use my watch, but for MAF, I always use a strap.
Very good.
I'm sorry, I can't read that far.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, no, absolutely, Hendrik. It's so true, right? Like it's pretty cool when.
I like that plan. I like that plan.
What's the plan?
We're gonna scheme.
What's that plan?
When he's at running, rate his wallet.
Oh,
we're gonna scheme
Fred.
Here.
That's it.
I like this. I like this guy.
Yeah, it's I'll have to hide it.
He shoves everything in drawers, so I can figure out where it was.
Okay, wait a second. M. Fisher, he asked that one.
I asked my kids to get up for a 5 a.m. run, and they don't seem to want to. Do you ever run as a family? My mom used to run, but it messed up one of her feet. Something happened, so she can't run anymore. Don't you dare say anything. And I enjoy running, but I have chronic shin splints, and I find because I'm a dancer, I need to put dance first, and because dance is gonna be my career, I need to put that first. And if I run, then it flares my shin splints up, and it's not fun.
It interferes with her dancing.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, I love to run. I would love to run more, but I just can't right now.
Yeah, we went on a trail run. Oh my gosh!
So much fun. I'll trail run like a run hike, but I can't actually just go out and run. I mean, I can sometimes. We did a couple times together. Yeah. But then it hurt too much.
I think if we get out on the trail, I think it's a lot more, the possibility of running more joyfully, it's there, right? Yeah. I think running on the roads, it's a little hard. It's just hard on the body, regardless. I mean, you got to slowly build up to that. And I remember when I first started, I had shin splints when I first started. Absolutely. Now I haven't had shin splints in years. Yeah, but when you're starting out.
Yeah. And I can't exactly push through that to keep going because of dance. Because I can't.
But the things that she does at dance, I don't know, like it's amazing what she can do. And she can get in, but she gets injured by dancing, right? The thing. And I just don't want that to interfere with her,
Yeah.
right? So, but
I would love to run as a family. We go for a lot of bike rides and walks and hikes and stuff.
we love hikes.
Yeah.
We love actually getting out there for a hike as a family. It's definitely when we went out with Ash, right?
Yeah, one of my best friends is like family, and she loves to hike, so we often go like all.
I like to. So I want to take Katie and her friend to the trail that was just in today's video. So if you haven't seen today's video, watch it, because that's where I want to take them. And I think that she would absolutely love it. She hasn't seen it. I think she would absolutely love it.
Wait, is that the one with the caves?
Oh, it's even better than that.
Oh, it's better than that one.
Yeah, because you saw that other one. This one's
Yeah.
way better. Way better.
I'm for sure. What type of dance? Oh gosh, I've done like everything. Right now I'm focusing more on lyrical, contemporary, and ballet. I also do jazz as well. I have a ballet exam actually on Tuesday, which I'm trying to think about.
She's gonna rock it.
But yeah, I'm focusing on like ballet, lyrical, contemporary, modern kind of stuff. And that's what I'm going to school for as well, which is kind of like all in that area. I mean, like I've done tap, I've done acro, I've done hip hop. I hate hip hop, but I've done it. I've done tap. I already said tap.
She's good. Actually, okay, so you guys don't know this, but what did you and I do years ago?
Oh, we did a tap duet when I was 8, maybe. Was I 8? I think I was 8. I was tiny.
I danced 2 years in a row.
Yeah, we got.
I danced
he was
2 years
quite good.
in a row, guys. I tap danced. It was before I actually was a runner. Good. You read it out loud.
Have I experienced any street abuse while running? My daughter started running, but catcalls put her off, which is a real shame. I haven't. I mean, we live in a very small town, so there's not, and like I've never actually gone like kind of downtown running. So I've not really experienced anything like that. I would suggest maybe running in like a less populated area or like somewhere quieter, or trails, because trails are nice. But I haven't.
Yeah, it can be a challenge for females.
Yeah, I mean, like it definitely can be,
because I don't know what it is with the male. I mean,
like I've been catcalled like not out running, but in general I have been. So
I just don't understand what it is with our DNA that people think that that's okay. Like it's not, right? And it sucks that happened, Fred. Like it's not fun, right?
No,
and to put
not at all.
And for that to derail somebody, right?
Yeah.
And or to kind of dampen it. I mean, that sucks, because she probably was really excited and enjoying it, and for that to happen, it's not fun. However, there are ways that you can work together as a family, I guess, to kind of push through it.
Or like if you guys can like go out together, maybe that would be like one way.
Yeah.
To get like confidence back almost.
I find that a lot of females kind of get upset that they experience these things and the male species doesn't experience it, right? It's like we can go out and run anytime, whether it's daylight, nighttime, downtown, whatever, and we don't worry about anything, but yet they have to run, but they're having to run with, a friend or a father or an area where, that this isn't going to happen. And it sucks because it limits what they can do and things like that, right? And yeah, I find that very, very frustrating.
Yeah.
Right? Here, you can read the next one that just came in.
The bottom one?
The second Fred said, and then...
I had a group of girls, Carb called me last week. I don't know whether to feel flattered or angry. Angry probably. I'd be angry. Because I mean, like, it can happen to men too. Like, it's not just, I mean, women, it happens obviously more commonly. But if you do it to anybody, it's not right. Like, at all.
Yeah. So M. Fisher says, my 2 children run together, son and daughter, high performance athletes. They look out for each other. That's very cool. That's nice. Right? It's nice when you can look out for them. Oh, there's Julie. Hey, Julie, how are you? Glad to see you on here. My sister. Okay, here, you can read this.
My sister was intimidated while we're out running today by 3 men on bikes. Makes me so mad. Yeah.
Right?
Like, I mean, even honestly, like, I'm scared to walk down the street. Like, I mean, like, we're in a small town. We're like in a safe town. But I'm scared to like walk down the street at night because there are some people around here that I'm like, I am scared you're gonna follow me home, and like,
yeah, you get a lot of this, and it's just it's frustrating. Like I just don't understand what it is. The male species.
This is disgusting.
I know. Anyway, it's not my running shirt, But I mean, I find it very frustrating that the male species thinks that this is an okay thing to do, right? Like it's just wrong, right? And it's frustrating. I think females should be able to go anywhere that they should be able to do everything that us guys do.
Like discrimination or like gendering, whatever the heck.
Gender profiling,
like still exists.
Yeah,
it makes me sick.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, what's this? Okay, so Fasting Fred says,
Me there, Strava is a worry for me. I have my privacy setting zones up for my daughter and wife.
Yeah,
I don't know anything about Strava.
Yeah, it's great when you can do that with Strava. Like you can set up like that little circle in the privacy zone. That's very cool. That's good. Because again, if you're now, Fred, where are you? Like here I am asking privacy questions, right? But I mean, like, what state are you in? Or if you're in Canada, I'm not too sure where you're from. But yeah, I think in bigger cities, there tends to be a lot of that. But not that it doesn't happen in small towns, but I think
UK.
I think when you have a big, huge population, yeah, I think in a big, huge population, especially in the UK, I mean, yeah, you're going to get a lot of people who are just not cool, right? Like if you were walking down the street, I don't know what the chances are of those comments happening. They happen. Mm-hmm. I just wonder if it's elevated more when people run. And I just wonder what that is, right? Like I've almost been hit by 2 cars in 5 years. Like not like running where I run, but at a stop sign. Like I stopped, was ready to cross, and then this guy comes out of nowhere and literally almost takes me out. And I'm like, what? I mean, I'm wearing like a shirt like this bright and everything. Like you can see me a mile away, and yet I don't know. I don't know what it is. Okay, I'm venting. Yeah, he's venting.
Don't get him talking. He's never going to stop.
If anyone wants to help with that, Discord me.
Also, the smell of your shirt and your coffee is making for a lovely combination. I'm really not enjoying it.
So I guess Katie, what she's saying is she's going to disappear now because apparently I stink.
I want to nap. I'm tired.
All right. Well, hey, it's nice to have you on, Kate.
Yeah, of course.
Awesome. So I guess we'll see you next week.
Yeah.
She'll come on next week. Well, that's very cool, guys. So yeah, that was my daughter. Getting it done. Okay, so getting it ready 101. Hey all, my public rides on Strava, I can hide the map. Privacy zones are great. But when you live in the country, it's hard to disguise where you live. That's the challenge, is because when you live in a town, live in a small town, and when you live in a big city, I guess you can be one of the number, just like a number in the city. But when you're in a small town, people tend to know who you are. Like I know when I go for a run, it doesn't matter when, right? If I run down like any streets, people see me, right? Like I have clients that see me. I have friends that see me. I have business owners that see me, and they'll all honk, they'll wave, they'll yell hi, they'll want to stop and talk and drive slow. All these things, right, happen in a small town. And so for me, the only way to get away from that kind of environment is to hit the trail. And even when I hit the trail, I end up seeing people that know me. But at least I'm not kind of engaging in that kind of conversation. Early runs, not like no one's out driving around. That kind of helps. But yeah, it's a challenge in the country or in a small town, trying to hide your privacy as to where you are. It can be a little bit of a thing, I guess you could say. Fasting Fred, hey, just to lighten the mood, I combined math with orienteering. Oh, hey, math with orienteering. That's kind of neat. So tell me a little bit about that. Like, okay, Fred, are you on the Discord server? Because you could actually physically talk to us. I don't know if you are or not, but if anyone wants help with this, be more than happy to, because I think the Discord server, we can physically have this conversation and have you on. Anyways, I know I keep saying it, but I think it's cool, and I really want to use it because, again, it adds to more of a dynamic conversation that we have, right? So you're in a noisy place right now. Okay, I get it. Yeah, totally understand. Hey, Julie, if you're still watching, how do you guys deal, or how do you ladies deal with that? With the whole, like, do you guys confront the people that are, that are saying these or being intimidating to you? Like, or do you guys just walk away? Because that infuriates me. Just so you know, like, I just think that's wrong. Anyways, it's curious. I'd like to know from a female standpoint how you guys deal with that, because that would be really hard. But hold on a second. Yeah, I'd love to know about your orienteering and using math. That would be kind of neat. Maybe we could figure out a time, maybe next week, if you want to tune in, we can actually talk to each other on Discord, and you can let us know a little bit about that. That'd be kind of neat. Anyways, guys, listen, I don't think there's much more I've got for this week, other than thank you. I appreciate all of you. Thanks for supporting. Thanks for liking. Thanks for sharing all the content that I put out there. If it wasn't for you guys, this wouldn't even be possible. Just letting you know, it just wouldn't happen. Hold on a second. I'm not going to go yet. I'm not going to go. Sorry, it's a fake. I was fake leaving there. Getting it ready 101. Don't record with Strava. Record with Wahoo Fitness. Upload to Strava as an indoor ride. Once the Strava changes to ride, it is public ride, and then has no map leading you to your door. Oh, very, very cool. Bernard says, hi from Leeds, UK. During lockdown, the number of people running and jogging has skyrocketed. Verbal harassment doesn't seem to happen anymore. People are used to us. Okay, maybe where you are. Obviously, it's happened to Julie and her sister, which sucks. Getting ready 101. Are you okay? You still get all your trophies? Oh, okay, you do. That's really cool. Eric, my wife runs during the daylight, and I run at night. Double standard. Yeah, absolutely. It just, I don't know. It's kind of weird, eh? Like, I don't know what it is. M. Fisher, thanks for your time today. You're very welcome. Absolutely. Run the Planet. Agree with Bernard. Runners don't give much grief in the UK. Maybe from a guy's standpoint that they don't. I mean, I've experienced only a few times, not a whole lot, but obviously Julie has. I run with an alarm every morning as I'm out at 5 a.m. in the dark. My sister has this happen to her today in the UK in the daylight. Yeah, and you know what? It's probably not from runners, right? It's probably just from other people, right? Thinking that they're either not going to be heard, or I don't know what it is. It's strange that people think that that's okay. It's kind of like smoking, right? I thought smoking was on its way out, and yet I see some young kids still smoking. Like, I just don't get it. With all the information that we have on things, people still do these things, and I don't know what that is. I have no idea. I know today was a little bit of a deeper dive, and like I've always said, I love the deep dive conversation. I love going deeper into the conversations instead of having the surface talk. So thank you for this, guys, because it's been really, really good. Julie, I wish you and your sister all the best, right? Don't stand up for this crap. Speak out if necessary, and don't take crap from any guy, whatever it is, right? And for all of us who have experienced that, nobody should be taking crap from anybody. Nobody should be judging anybody, because they're not you, right? Who gives anyone the right to judge another human being? You're not living in their life. You just don't get it, right? But so absolutely. So thank you, guys. Thank you for all. Thanks again. Okay, let's try this again. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for commenting. Thanks for liking. Thanks for sharing this out on the social media. Thanks for liking this video. Thanks for everything, guys, because I have found my community, and it's you guys, and I'm grateful for all of you, and I really appreciate it, and I'm really excited that you guys tune in and we can have these conversations on the weekends. It means a lot. So thank you from the bottom of my heart, and until next week, get out and run, guys. Get out and run. See you next week. Bye.